Now I say that Jesus Christ was a minister of the circumcision for the truth of God, to confirm the promises made unto the fathers. Romans chapter 15 verse 8. In this video, you'll explore how Jesus fulfilled the promises made by God to the fathers and what that means for believers today. Many people struggle to understand the connection between the Old Testament promises and their fulfillment in the New Testament through Jesus Christ. It's easy to get lost in the pages of Scripture, wondering how the stories of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob relate to the life, death, and resurrection of Jesus. The truth is, many Christians today still grapple with the idea that the God of the Old Testament is the same God of the New Testament. But what if I told you that Jesus is the key to unlocking the connection between the two? That he is the very fulfillment of those ancient promises? The dots don't always connect immediately, and it takes some digging to uncover the correlation between the two testaments. However, once you begin to see the cohesive narrative of Scripture, it's impossible to ignore the powerful implications for our faith today. You'll be amazed at how Jesus' life, death, and resurrection validate the promises made to the patriarchs, and how that validation impacts our understanding of God's character and nature. We're going to uncover how Jesus' life, death, and resurrection serve as a testament to the fulfillment of these promises, and what it means for our faith and hope today. By examining the Scriptures, we're going to see how Jesus confirmed God's promises and what implications this has for our daily lives as believers. We're going to explore how understanding these promises can bring us closer to God and strengthen our faith, even in the midst of uncertainty and doubt. You'll examine key biblical passages that highlight these promises, and how Jesus' life, death, and resurrection serve as a testament to their fulfillment. One of these passages is in Genesis, where God makes a promise to Abraham that he will be the father of many nations. This promise is repeated throughout the Old Testament, and ultimately finds its fulfillment in Jesus Christ. Another passage is in Isaiah, where the prophet describes the coming Messiah who will bring redemption and restoration to God's people. These are just a few examples of the many promises that God made to his people, and how Jesus confirmed them through his life, death, and resurrection. You'll examine key biblical passages that highlight these promises, and how Jesus' life, death, and resurrection serve as a testament to their fulfillment. One of the most compelling examples of this is seen in the book of Galatians, where the Apostle Paul writes about the Abrahamic covenant and its connection to Jesus Christ. This passage, in particular, highlights the promise of blessing for all nations through Abraham's seed, a promise that finds its ultimate fulfillment in Jesus Christ. Another critical passage is found in the book of Hebrews, where the author meticulously weaves together Old Testament prophecies and promises with their New Testament fulfillment in Jesus. This epistle is a masterclass in demonstrating how Jesus is the ultimate high priest, the perfect sacrifice, and the embodiment of God's promises to the fathers. As we delve deeper into Scripture, you'll begin to see a pattern emerge, a pattern that showcases Jesus as the ultimate fulfillment of God's promises to the fathers. This realization has profound implications for our understanding of God's character, his faithfulness, and his love for us. The pivotal moment will focus on Jesus' resurrection as the ultimate confirmation of God's faithfulness to his promises. In that moment, the very fabric of human history was altered, and the promises made to the fathers were sealed forever. The resurrection is more than just a miraculous event. It's the tangible evidence that God is faithful to his promises, and that Jesus is the ultimate proof of that faithfulness. This means that, as believers, we can rest assured that God is committed to fulfilling his promises in our lives as well. The resurrection of Jesus is not just a historical event. It's a living, breathing reminder of God's faithfulness and his desire to fulfill the desires of our hearts. Moreover, Jesus' resurrection serves as a beacon of hope for believers facing persecution, hardship, or uncertainty. When the darkness closes in and doubts begin to creep in, we can cling to the promise that God is faithful, that He has fulfilled His promises in the past, and will continue to do so in the future. In a world marked by uncertainty and doubt, the resurrection of Jesus is a shining declaration of God's faithfulness, and a powerful reminder that He is committed to fulfilling His promises in our lives. Jesus' life was a fulfillment of the Old Testament law, and His death was the ultimate sacrifice that brought redemption to humanity. His resurrection was the final confirmation of God's faithfulness to His promises, and serves as a testament to the power of God over sin and death. By examining these passages, we're going to see how Jesus confirmed God's promises and what that means for our faith and hope today. By understanding these promises, we can have confidence in God's faithfulness, even when we're walking through difficult times. The pivotal moment will focus on Jesus' resurrection as the ultimate confirmation of God's faithfulness to His promises. The resurrection was the final seal on God's promise to His people, and serves as a testament to the power of God over sin and death. It's through the resurrection that we can have hope in the midst of uncertainty, and confidence in God's faithfulness to His promises. The resurrection also serves as a reminder that God is a God who keeps His promises, and that He is faithful to His people. Jesus' resurrection was a fulfillment of the Old Testament prophecies, and serves as a testament to God's faithfulness to His promises. Through the resurrection, we're reminded that God is a God who keeps His promises, and that He is faithful to His people. The resurrection is also a reminder of the power of God over sin and death, and serves as a testimony to the world of God's redeeming power. By understanding the significance of Jesus' resurrection, we can have confidence in God's faithfulness to His promises, and trust in His power to redeem and restore us. The resurrection is also a reminder that God is a God who is active in history, and that He is still fulfilling His promises to His people today. Through the resurrection, we're reminded that God is a God who is faithful to His promises, and that He is still working in the world today. By understanding the significance of Jesus' resurrection, we can have hope in the midst of uncertainty, and trust in God's power to redeem and restore us. Reiterate the importance of understanding how Jesus confirmed God's promises and the implications for faith and hope in the lives of believers. Understanding how Jesus confirmed God's promises is crucial for our faith and hope today. By seeing how Jesus fulfilled the Old Testament promises, we can have confidence in God's faithfulness to His promises, and trust in His power to redeem and restore us. This understanding can bring us closer to God, and strengthen our faith, even in the midst of uncertainty and doubt. Encourage viewers to leave their thoughts in the comments and check out your other videos for more insights on biblical teachings. Thanks for watching. If you have any thoughts or insights on how Jesus confirmed God's promises, be sure to leave them in the comments below. And if you're interested in learning more about biblical teachings, be sure to check out my other videos for more insights and explanations.